morning, Evan.
Well, don't tell me I slept all night.
There's tea and whatnot for us both.
Well, look, you could have woken me, you know.
I don't know how. I was sitting in that chair all night snoring my sinuses off. How do you feel?
Hmm? Oh. I'll live.
Thank you.
Oh, I must run. Got to pack. I have a plane to catch at 11:30.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll send Merlo down to your hotel. He can pack your stuff up and then drive you on down to the airport. You know, we spent so long last night talking about the war years. I don't know what you're doing anymore. I don't know where you live.
Well, I'm still in the movies. Home is Los Angeles, California.
You married?
Divorced. 2 kids. They live with their mother in Santa Barbara. Does it ever bother you, the strangeness of it all? How far we seem to have come away from ourselves?
I'm not sure I follow you.
Well, there are times when I'll be driving along in Los Angeles and the sun is as hot as fire coming off the pavement and the car is air conditioned. It's all very protected, and suddenly, for no reason at all, I'll think about the war. Of Madeline, of going to Stockholm, of the times we had and the things we did.
Hello! Mr. Stevenson, ST. Hello! You have to pick up. What? Oh, look, you have...
It's McKellion, the ass. He must know the lines are tapped. He must. Sounds drunk, if you ask me. Hello?
Mr. Stevenson? Mr. William Stevenson?
Yes?
I am talking to you from Stockholm, Sweden. And, what I want to say is that I'm here. She has sent me here to scout the locations for one of their films. Well, I'm here, and no guide has shown up. I don't really think that this is a very efficient way of using manpower.
He's complaining about the length of time his contact's taking to get to him.
I really do want to get on with the job, Mr. Stevenson. If you understand my meaning.
I'm afraid that I'm not kept abreast of the day-to-day workings of the studio.
Where do you think you bloody well should be?
I'm sure that if your employers think that you're wasting your time where you are, they'll bring you home. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if this phone call didn't hasten their decision.
All I wanted to say to you was that...
My advice to you is to do exactly what your employers have told you to do. I'm sure your man will show up, but it is New Year's Eve, as you seem to have discovered. Good night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Happy New Year to you.
The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know 'cause I was there that night in Berkeley Square.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, dear. One of our guests is leaving the room. Hey, go away. You might like it.
No, I don't think so.
Aren't you going to stay and have a good time with us?
Well, you seem to be doing all right on your own.
Oh. Well, that may be true, but it's always more fun when there are two of us. Come on, come and sing with us.
I'm afraid I can't hear your song.
You can't hear it.
No. There are too many marching feet, too many people crying out for help.
Oh, come on.
To drown them. Oh. No, but madam, don't let that stop you. Encore. Yeah, encore.
Happy New Year, mister.
Somewhere, someday, we'll be close together. Wait and see. Oh, by the way, this time the dream's on me.
Well, you couldn't have done a much better job of announcing you're here on behalf of Intrepid.
Who are you?
My name's Cynthia. I'm here to put you in touch with the princes, the Norwegian underground.
Well, where on earth have you been? I've been stuck here for days waiting for someone to contact me.
Happy New Year. Would you like to sleep with me?
Look, we've met. You're free to leave at any time now.
No. No, I'm not. I have to stay at least an hour.
I'm sorry, I don't quite...
It's almost certain that you're under constant surveillance. Now, if I come to your room and leave after 5 minutes, the only kind of exchange that could have happened between us is an exchange of information. If, on the other hand, I leave after an hour, with my makeup smudged and my hair messed up, clearly, another kind of exchange has taken place. That leaves the two of us free to move about the city and to accomplish what we need to accomplish. Brandy needs oak to age properly.
What?
Brandy needs oak to age properly.
Well, so what?
Isn't that right? The sign, the countersign?
Well, no, it's not. Not for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been confusing you with somebody else. The water's too cold for halibut?
But there's a plentiful supply of cod.
Right. Now, you know I'm bona fide, and you know why I have to stay for an hour. So we come back to my original question.
Well, I'm, not sure what the regulations have to say about that.
Okay. But, I still have to stay another hour. Do you, have anything to read?
Oh, well, there's a hotel Bible. And, some newspapers over there.
Thank you.
You're Madeline. They told me about you. My name's Anna. They moved me here from Lyon. There were too many bombing raids. I think they'll probably move all of us further into the countryside before long. Look, I understand you don't trust me. You don't know who I am and whether or not I might be a double agent. But I'm not. I swear I'm not. Ask me something, anything. Ask me about Intrepid. Or Gubbins. Or old Mrs. Donner in the fire room. Ask me about McKillian. Or Broadhurst. Or...
Tell me about Evan.
Well, I don't know him personally, of course.
When did you last see him?
About 2 weeks ago. Day I was parachuted in. I was only here 4 days before they captured me.
Evan was in England 2 weeks ago. And he was well.
Yes. On both counts.
I'm sorry you're here. But I'm glad I'm not alone anymore.
No. You're not alone anymore.
Sweden may be neutral, but that doesn't mean she's not part of the war. What most people don't realize is that Sweden's neutrality benefits both sides.
How do you mean?
Both sides need a listening post. Sweden's one, Portugal's another. There's nothing to be gained by conquering Sweden, even if they could do it.
You don't think Germany could conquer Sweden?
Swedes are very stubborn, like you.
But I must confess, I'm not here because of an overwhelming interest in Swedes, stubborn or otherwise.
And what does interest you? Or interest Intrepid, which is what it really comes down to.
A man by the name of Niels Bohr. He's a Danish scientist, and the Germans have him.
Yes.
Now, we need to know...
I wasn't able to tell.
We need to know what they've got him doing and where.
Hermann Göring's birthday.
Beg your pardon?
Next Friday is Hermann Göring's birthday. There'll be a party at the German embassy.
How nice to see you.
If you can't smile, at least good evening. Don't scowl.
Well, the surroundings aren't exactly conducive to great joy. It's very hard to be in a party mood.
I know.
Ah,
You're a lot safer here than you would be in England.
now, you know that's absolute nonsense.
It's true. All the people in this room from neutral countries think you're in tight with the Germans. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Now, the Germans know that isn't true. Therefore, they think you're an English spy. Or my new lover.
Why can't I be both?
I'm far too frivolous for any spy to take up with. I'm only interested in one thing. And everyone in this room knows it. Have I ever told you you have a wonderful behind?
Do you mind? There are people listening here.
I know. I'm going to circulate. I suggest you do the same. Good evening.
Fräulein. Mr. Michaelian.
Yes.
My name is Acker, sir. I am the cultural attaché for this embassy.
How do you do, Mr.
Herr Acker.
Herr Acker?
I was told you are a film artist.
Well, I work for a film studio. I'm not so sure about the artist part.
And what precisely is your function, sir? If you don't mind my asking.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm a set designer.
And what brings you to Stockholm?
I'm here to scout locations for a forthcoming film.
And why is not a young person like yourself in uniform, Mr. Michaelian?
I'm unqualified for military service. According to the army doctors.
Well, you certainly appear quite robust.
Oh, indeed I am. I'm also a homosexual.
I didn't quite understand.
I'm a homosexual. But, possibly you sense that. Possibly that's the reason why you came over to talk to me.
That's not the reason at all. I have no sense of anything like that. I'm very poor at sensing anything like that. And I have other guests to meet, I'm sure that you understand.
Maybe we could meet later on.
Well, that's very hard to say. I'm very busy. That woman by the fireplace, did you not come in with her?
Well, there is a war on, you know.
Did you learn anything?
The German schnapps and French champagne don't mix.
Are you just figuring that out?
How about you?
Not much.
So, we're back where we started.
No, not quite. I met a clerk from the Danish embassy. He's going to let us into their file room.
Well, how'd you get him to agree to that?
I didn't. But he will.
We should abandon this. She should be executed.
I don't agree.
I wasn't asking for your approval. I was telling you what we're going to do.
We're giving up too easily.
I've been dealing with this woman for some months now. I can assure you we are not giving up too easily.
She trusts me. We could make use of that.
She trusts you, that's what you believe. But she's told you nothing of any importance. Therefore, she apparently knows nothing of any value. Therefore, she is of no value to us.
Suppose you let both of us escape. She might lead us to other agents in the area.
We let her escape once. She'd never be fooled a second time.
We could try. If it doesn't work, you could execute her then.
You're very determined.
I don't like to abandon projects before they're completed.
Is that all she means to you? A project?
Yes. What is she to you?
A person of the most incredible strength.
She stopped being a person when she was captured.
Sound like I used to.
Thank you.
Wasn't meant as a compliment. Well, we'll try it your way. There may be some merit to your thought. That's just so that she'll believe you when you tell her that you've been interrogated.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
His hat, his coat, his keys.
Are you all right? I'm fine. I heard two of the guards talking. I think they're going to transfer us to Lyon.
It will be no different there.
We can always hope.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. He's just left something in his office that we might need to make our evening more, complete. We won't be long. Don't. Shh. It's all right. We're supposed to be here, remember?
Got it. Niels Bohr. All right, hold this. Under the light and keep it steady. All right? All right, next. can stop that now. He's gone back.
If I stop after 30 seconds, I won't be doing much for your reputation.
You'll be doing a lot of good for my blood pressure.
Why can't we use the time more logically?
Because you're fighting a memory.
Is she alive?
I'm not sure.
But you think so?
I hope so.
Close your eyes. There. Through me. She just kissed you.
So that's Niels Bohr, the half-wit.
Well, you could hardly call a scientist of his reputation a half-wit.
Well, what else can you call a pacifist whose every move is making it easier for the Germans to construct an atomic bomb?
Well, obviously he doesn't think so.
Well, it's obviously they do. Well, they never let him finish his experiments. If they didn't think he was helping their war effort, they'd never be so lenient.
What do you suggest? Assassination?
If necessary, yes. But first, I'd like to try to get him to defect before we do decide to kill him. Good Lord, listen to us.
Come on. Madeline? We might be able to get to the coast. Well, what are you waiting for? I'm not sure. But whatever it is, I think I'll wait for it here. I'm certain it'll arrive before too long. If we stay here, they'll find us and take us to the other camp. And they'll probably execute us there. They might execute me, Anna. But I somehow doubt that you're in danger. Don't you?
We've not heard a thing about her whereabouts, Mr. McCallion. Nothing but rumors and harmful speculations.
What kind of speculations?
I don't think I ought to pass them on. Can't see any good had come of it.
I'd be grateful if you'd let me be the judge of that.
Very well, then. I've heard some of the senior agents offer the theory that Madeleine was sent over as what they term a false cipher.
Well, I don't understand that term.
It's an agent that's sent into enemy territory in order to be caught.
In order to be caught?
As a means of transmitting false information to the Germans.
So you're saying that Madeleine was sent into France in order to be caught and tortured?
No. What I'm saying is, some people believe that to be the case. I told you no good had come of this conversation.
Only if what you've just told me is true.
Mr. McCallion, Mr. Stevenson would like to see you as soon as possible, sir.
How very convenient.
Come in. Oh, Evan, I'm going over to see Einstein to try and enlist his help in dealing with Niels Bohr. I'd like you to come with me.
Why?
Well, because you got the files, and in case there's any problem about their authenticity.
Very well.
What's the matter with you? Got something on your mind?
People here are saying that sometimes we send agents into enemy territory, expecting them to be caught. That they've been primed with false knowledge that we hope they will reveal to the Nazis.
There can be no possible answer to that question, because since you ask it, you obviously think that I'm capable of doing such a thing.
I'm not sure what to believe anymore. About anybody.
Well, maybe that's what makes you such an effective instrument in this organization.
Instrument? What about person? I used to be a person. Madeleine used to be a person.
So did I. So did we all. It's not that we believe that Professor Bohr has been consciously helping the enemy. It's just that he doesn't seem to understand to what uses the results of his experiments could be put. And even more to the point, he doesn't believe that the people he's now working for are literally bent on world domination. And they'll do anything they have to do to achieve just that.
You know where he is?
He's in Norway. They built a plant for him to make heavy water.
And if you found a way to convince him his research was harmful...
We'd try to get him out of the country.
That he would then work for you?
Yes, sir, that's true.
A weapon of this nature is a horrible, loathsome creation. It would be best if no one had such a thing.
Yes, of course, that would be best, sir, but unfortunately, it looks very much as though someone very soon will have that loathsome creation, and that someone will be Adolf Hitler.
What about you?
Sorry, sir. I'm not sure that I understand the question.
Do you agree with Mr. Stevenson on his estimate of the situation?
I don't know if he's right, but I'm not willing to take the chance that he's wrong.
There you have it. Take that, Give it to Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr will understand the significance of what is on the paper. And it will change his mind.
And then?
Then he will agree to work with you, and not for the Nazis. There. Now, if you don't mind, I have a meeting. It was nice to have met you both. I wish you well.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Goodbye.
No doubt about it. When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
It's going to be a beautiful day. The first one of these I was at was also a beautiful day, and I remember how surprised I was. I believe I expected the sky to be dark, or to be raining, or cold, but it wasn't. It was beautiful, shining and glorious. When it was all over, a friend and I went up into the mountains for lunch at a small inn. I remember I had a glass of wine with a meal, a good Moselle. Cool, brisk, elegant. I learned something that day. The next few minutes will be unpleasant. But a man with discipline can still savor his lunch.
Kneel down, please. It's not symbolic, merely efficient.
no mistake?
None.
Oh, well. Just one life. Not much in the scheme of things, as wars go.
One is about the only number we can comprehend in wartime. A short while ago, I approved the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, Hitler's overlord in Czechoslovakia, a murderous, sadistic butcher. One of the things I had to consider was what sort of reprisals Hitler might take, because Heydrich was one of his favorites. Well, we talked about it, we debated it, and finally we decided to go ahead. Yesterday, we learned the full extent of those reprisals. In Czechoslovakia, there's a quiet farming village called Lidice. There was a quiet farming village called Lidice. The Nazis took all the men from the village into a field and machine-gunned them. And then they bulldozed the bodies into an open grave. Next, they took all the women and all the children down to the railway. And they put them on trains for the extermination camps. And lastly, they set fire to every single building in that village, and they bulldozed the whole thing absolutely flat. 1,100 people lived in Lidice. That's pretty hard to conceive. 1,000 plus 100. But 1,100 ones, Evan, that really brings it home. Oh, war is an insane activity that results in maimed ones, wounded ones, and dead ones. But none of them is small in the scheme of things, Evan. None of them is small. Not on our side or theirs, in this war or any other. None of them is small.
Come in.
From the lab, sir. They said you wanted to see it.
Yes, I'm sure I did. Tell me what I'm looking at.
It's the Einstein memo, sir. Hidden in a tube of toothpaste.
Thank you. Are you packed?
Can be at any moment.
Stockholm.
Anything to declare?
Trans-Europa Airlines, Flight 10, now boarding at Gate 3, please.
Hello.
Good evening.
May I come in?
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
Thank you. Why so dark?
Well, there are blackout regulations here, too, you know.
Well, you could have closed the curtains.
Yes, I'll get the package for you.
Thanks. I'm sorry about Madeleine. They told me when they gave me this assignment.
Why would they do that?
To make certain it wasn't affecting your efficiency, your judgment.
I'm not the only one who's lost someone in this bloody war. Be that as it may. There it is. Now, how soon do you think you can deliver this to Niels Bohr?
I don't know. They won't wait. It won't be long.
Well, the sooner the better.
People aren't lost, Evan. They die. And those of us that are left go on.
Do you know what I think? I think you're a whore who couldn't give a damn about what's going on in this world.
You may be right. I think you're wrong, obviously, because I haven't earned that from you. In anything I've said or done. In anything that's gone on between us.
Wait, please. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
She must have been very fine, Evan.
Oh, would you like to...
Thank you. Do you know how long it will be?
I leave tonight. I shall be there by Thursday.
Will Bohr have it on Thursday?
I can't be sure. They're bringing in a new head of security. I'll have to see the freedom he allows the professor.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dr. Heisenberg?
Yes?
I'm Colonel Jürgen. You and I have a shared destination, according to the passenger agent.
You are also traveling to Rukhan, hmm?
Oh, yes. It is what I believe the English call being sent to Coventry.
My impression is that the facility is an important one. Surely any assignment there is also considered an important one, not a punishment.
Facility can be considered important in many ways. Being head of security of a facility that could not possibly be more secure is hardly a promotion. What do you do at Rukhan, Doctor?
I serve as a consultant to one of the researchers, Professor Niels Bohr.
One of the researchers? I received the distinct impression that he was the researcher.
There are those that would share that definition.
Would you care to join me, Doctor?
It keeps me awake.
It has precisely the opposite effect on me. That may be due to increased dosage. Anyway, it helps to fight the chill.
A great many power lines.
Herring and electricity. Herring and electricity. As far as I can see, that's all it has to recommend it.
What about solitude? There's a great deal of that here, too.
Doctor, in wartime, a soldier isn't supposed to be looking for solitude. He's supposed to be seeking the enemy.
I never thought of that.
Dr. Bohr. Heisenberg, how good to see you. Let's go into my office.
No, let's talk here.
Here?
Why? It is a little safer, I think. I have something I would like you to read. You will, recognize it, I believe?
He's coming out. Great.
This is an oxygen mask. If we have to climb above the ack-ack, you're going to need it. Now, we'll be over enemy territory for the first hour or so. After that, it's all peaches and cream. Best of luck. get some altitude, Professor. You hang tight to the oxygen mask. It's going to get cold back there, too. But we'll get us back on the deck as soon as the jetties are through.
Up from there. Yes, sir. Come on, move it now. Get the doors open quickly. Good Lord.
The doctors say you're going to be perfectly fine. Is there anything I can do for you? The whole world is full of admiration for what you did. Thanks to you, the war will now be...
Do you know what heavy water is?
All I know is that it's quite impossible to build an atomic bomb without it.
In Norway, we made enough. They can't build the bomb without me.
That's it. Not another word or I'll call the doctor.
The heavy water. They're sending it to Berlin. You must stop them. You must.
What's the matter?
The matter is that the professor pushed along their project much more quickly than anybody thought possible. Now the factory at Rukon and everything they produced has to be obliterated.
Any suggestions as to how this can be accomplished?
There are two ways to do it, the military way and another way. I just hope they don't try the military one.
Long ranks. Attention.
I am not a man of science. I do not understand what it is that the men of science who work here are attempting to achieve.
All I understand, all I am required to understand, is that their work is vital, and the man who was in charge of that work is gone. Nothing of that nature will ever occur here again. Do you understand me, gentlemen? Do you understand me perfectly? Good.
I don't have much to add to the briefing you have already received, except to say that obviously this will be the last battle in this war for all of you. If you're successful and you manage to reach the Swedish frontier, then the Swedes will intern you for the rest of the war. If you are not successful, or if you fail to reach the frontier, then you'll spend the rest of the war in a German prisoner of war camp. I wish I could tell you why the destruction of this installation is so essential, but I cannot. I can say, however, that your mission is certainly the most important of this whole war. Rest assured that if there had been any other way to do the job, if bombers could have bombed the plant, for example, we would have done so. Rest assured that you are the finest we have, and we would never risk you if there had been any other alternative. Good luck, and God bless you all.
All right, lads, let's have at it one more time. There will be 2 transports, each transport towing a glider. Gliders will be released over this plateau on the far edge of the mountain. And you should all be on the ground and assembled by 0400 hours. Carry on.
Attention! Left hand! Squad dismissed!
What do you think their chances are?
Not good.
If this doesn't succeed, will you send in more men?
We have no other choice. But not another commander raid. Second time they'd be waiting for them. Look, don't go on looking at your watch. We all know what the time is.
Sorry.
Message from Norwegian Underground. Number 1 glider crashed when its tow broke under the weight of ice. 8 out of 17 commandos crawled out alive. 4 were killed by the injection of air bubbles into veins in a German field hospital. The remaining 4 were brutally executed. The second glider crash-landed after the towing bomber flew into a mountain. The 14 survivors were shot, starting with the wounded, who were propped in front of their comrades against a wall. All these soldiers were in uniform.
No survivors, then?
No.
Well, we didn't destroy the factory, but at least there are no survivors. Do you realize what that means? That means that not one of those young men is alive tonight. And because of the secrecy involved in the operation, that is our one positive result.
Excuse me.
I know how to speak Norwegian.
I know you do, Evan. I've seen your file.
Well, then. We now know that we can't mount a large attack from here. As you say, they'll be waiting for us. What we now need is a smaller operation with someone to coordinate it over there. Someone who preferably speaks Norwegian and, Ješna Norska. I speak it.
No.
Why not?
Because I need you, damn it.
My grandfather taught me the language and made a good job of it. I helped to train Norwegians in Camp X. I made a good job of it. You taught me all the rest I need to know. You made a good job of that, too. So please, why let all this go to waste?
Whose move is it?
It's mine. You have me in check. But you're not going to win this one. You've got to let me go.
Message to Norwegian Underground. I'm sending you a man.
on, sir.
Looks like they plan to finish loading the heavy water tonight.
That railway siding there. Is that the one that leads to the ferry?
Yes.
What kind of cargo does the ferry normally handle?
Supplies for the garrison coming in. Food, munitions, hardware. Going back the other way, goods from the village. Fish, lumber.
We'll have to move tonight while they're still loading.
Why?
Because the only way to guarantee that that heavy water doesn't reach Berlin is to sink the ferry in the deepest part of the fjord. What time's the first departure tomorrow?
At 8:50.
Then we'll set a charge for 9 o'clock and just hope the ferry leaves on time. Come on.
You'll be done loading within an hour, sir.
Very well. Thank you, Corporal. Corporal, would you like something to help fight the cold?
No, sir, I shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't. Unless it's offered to you by a colonel, in which case you should. Come over here out of the light. Now, you can have a cigarette if you like. I'll keep a watch for the sergeant.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say.
Where are you from, Corporal?
Hamburg, sir.
Ah. It's a nice city. How old are you?
18.
Are you a virgin?
Am I?
Because I have an idea for a suggestion when I get back to Berlin. I'm going to suggest that we offer all the 17s and 18s a girl instead of a medal for serving. It seems to me that all the drums and flags are all very well in their way, but in no way a substitute, but another heartbeat in the darkness next to you. Anyway, there's nothing so very sad to die never having worn a medal. But to die a virgin? Hardly a testament for the hot blood of the warriors of the master race, is it? Pay no attention to me, Corporal. Officers such as me tend to meander on as that tour of duty wears off. You better get back to work.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Yes?
Do you know what sends those drums we are loading?
No? Why?
The sergeant said it is something that will end the war.
You better load them quickly, Corporal. While there's still time.
check your papers at the station.
Come on, little Come on, nice big juicy one.
did our job well.
I'm not sure.
Well, you said he got on the ship, didn't you?
And he's still on.
Good morning, Colonel. Will you come this way, please?
Those people?
Oh, those are the passengers. Why?
Don't you understand the importance of this cargo? It's absolutely vital.
But of course. That is why I thought we should have a full complement of passengers.
You're not making any sense.
It's not likely that the underground will sink a ship carrying 200 of their own citizens, is it?
Well, they'd do it. They'd feel badly about it, but they'd do it. I know they'd do it because I would do it.
He's been on there for hours.
I hope nothing's gone wrong.
What's he doing?
I'm sorry. You. Sorry.
Get out of the way!
explosive device on board.
There's a what?
Damn it, boy, don't make me explain it. Tell the captains to come about.
The colonel said come about. There's a bomb on board.
Come about.
They found it. They must have.
Remember, there were two-timers.
All those women and children. Look, it's kind of you, but there's really no need for you to come to the airport with me. I am a big boy now. Anyway, I hate prolonging goodbyes.
Yes, so do I. But life being finite, Evan, it's unlikely that you and I will ever see each other again.
Oh, that's not...
I know most people try to avoid these moments, but I don't, because so many people I've loved and admired have gone without my taking the trouble to tell them how I felt about them. You and I were involved in one of mankind's greatest challenges. We met that challenge as best we could, and we can be happy about that. We did our share, and that was no small thing. I'm proud to have known you.
And are you, sir?
Goodbye, Evan.
Goodbye, Intrepid.